Frittata is an Italian version of an omelet that has the vegetables mixed in with the eggs and is baked for easy handling. It's a versatile dish that can be served any time of day. Claire Jones is here to show us a version of this easy-to-prepare meal that features fresh mushrooms, cheese, and herbs.
Hi, I'm Claire Jones for Mushrooms Canada. Today I'm going to be making an easy mushroom and cheese frittata. The first step is to crack 8 eggs into a bowl. If you wanted to make this a lower fat version, you could do so by just using 4 whole eggs and then 4 egg whites. And that would cut down on the fat because it's low in calories anyway with the mushrooms. The next step is to add a 1/4 cup of milk and a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan cheese. And the recipe calls for a teaspoon of dried sage. I'm actually using fresh sage. If you use a fresh herb, what you need to do is triple the amount. So I'm using about a tablespoon of fresh sage. And I'm going to add to that some freshly ground pepper. You don't really need to add salt because the Parmesan cheese is quite salty. Now you want to add a little bit of oil to a pan and preheat it. I'm adding about a tablespoon of olive oil. If you have a really good nonstick pan, you probably don't need to add too much. You could also use butter if you wanted to. I've also preheated the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit because we are going to cook this in the oven. Now to the pan, add 1 chopped onion. You could use a red onion here if you like for a little extra color. And a 1/2 cup of red pepper. And I'm just going to saute this over high heat until the onion is softened. Now I'm going to add my mushrooms to this. I have 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. I'm actually using the brown cremini mushrooms because I find they add a really nice flavor to it. And you just want to saute this for about 4 to 5 minutes or until the mushrooms are lightly browned. Now I'm going to add 2 cloves of chopped garlic and then just saute that for about 1 to 2 minutes. Now I need to add my eggs to this, so I'm going to turn off the heat on the stove and pour the eggs in and then just stir it together. Then this goes into the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes, again on 350, or just until it's set around the edges and also in the middle. Now the pan I'm using has a metal handle, so it's safe to go in the oven. If you don't have a pan with a metal handle, it has a plastic handle, what you can do is just put some aluminum foil over the handle, and that way it will be oven safe. Now I think our frittata is almost done, so there's one more step here, and we need to add some cheese to the top of it. I'm using some provolone cheese today. You could use Jarlsberg or Swiss cheese, or even Parmesan or mozzarella. So just sprinkle that on top, and it just goes back in for about 2 more minutes or until the cheese is melted. I think our mushroom frittata is ready. The cheese is all nicely melted. Just one thing I forgot to say is if you wanted to, you could cook this on top of the stove. So if you're going to do that, what you do is as it cooks, cook it on about a medium-high heat and push the cooked portions towards the center. Tilt the pan so the uncooked portions flow to the outside, and that cooks it more evenly. And cook it slowly, and then when it's almost done, you could finish it off under the broiler if you wanted to. Okay, now we're just going to put this out onto a plate. And the great thing about frittatas is great for brunch, breakfast, lunch, even dinner. Remember, Canadian mushrooms are fresh, simple, and good. For this recipe and more ideas, visit our website at mushrooms.ca.